I'm here to say I have the best movie of 2025 for you. And that movie is Sinners, written, directed, and produced by Ryan Coogler, starring Michael B. Jordan in a dual role. Two brothers trying to leave their troubled lives behind, return to their hometown only to find a greater evil waiting for them there. The movie is a 1930s period piece set in the southern United States during the Jim Crow era. It is a supernatural action-adventure film with a vampire element to it. Main cast is also rounded out with Haley Steinfeld, Miles Canton in his debut, Jack O'Connell, Wunmi Masaku, Jamie Lawson, Omar Miller, Lee Jong Lee, and Delroy Lindo. I was not kidding at the top. I was not being hyperbolic either. This is the best movie of 2025. Not only is it the best movie of the year, I think it is Ryan Coogler's best film, and more importantly, his most impressive directorial effort yet. He is blending so many different personalities into this movie, and they culminate into this singular experience that is both utterly stunning and extremely entertaining. It really is a director who is firing on all cylinders. This movie moves with such a rhythm. The characters, the score, sound design, the visuals, it is all perfectly in sync, and he really takes his time at the beginning of the movie, Coogler, which I really appreciate. It's like there's this massive dining table in front of him, and he sets so many placemats. He puts so many things in place, and characters start coming together and blending together, and it culminates into this really fulfilling group of people with really rich world building. And then the movie kicks into a second gear where everything just gets dialed up to 11, and it crescendos into this insane set of action set pieces that feels really inspired by something like a Quentin Tarantino movie, with the brutality and the creativity and just the escalation of what's going on. It really is a full-on cinematic sensory experience. In IMAX, this thing was an absolute treat, and this thing will play incredibly well on any premium large format screen, whether it be IMAX, Dolby Prime, you name it. Going back to the movie having this sort of rhythm to it, blues music is on full display here. In fact, that is the lens that is used to tell this story. There is a musical element here, and this idea that music transcends time, space, and even human physical form, and encapsulates the entire experience of a community of people over time. And it is this really incredible focal point that keeps this movie moving along. And Miles Canton's character, who this is his introduction, I've alluded to him. His voice is absolutely incredible, and he is the character at the center of this musical element, and he is absolutely spectacular. And on top of that, I'm gonna keep praising Coogler's direction, because that is really the MVP of this film. I think it's the best directed film of the year. I'll say that again, is because that's on full display, the sort of musical element, and then he's making all these different choices to just keep things engaging as he takes his time with this world building and character work. The score is so clever, and it keeps scenes moving. For example, there's a scene where two characters are negotiating over the price of something, and the way the music kicks in is so fantastic. The way it brings characters from one space to the next. There's incredible moments of humor injected throughout this whole movie as well, especially in the lead up to some of this crazier action stuff at the end of the movie. He's constantly making choices that keep you engaged and keep the story interesting. The movie also opens with two very intense jump scares that sort of set the tone for what's going to happen later. It's actually an incredible foreshadow to what we see near the end of the movie. And there's also just these little choices throughout. There's a moment where Delroy Lindo's character is telling a story. He's experiencing a memory, right? And he's just saying it to these other two characters in the car with him. But then the way the sound design is worked in, you start hearing quite literally what is happening. It's hard to explain without seeing it, but you start hearing what he's describing and what's happening in the scene. It's so subtle. It's just incredible choice. And it's little decisions like these that just made me realize that we have Ryan Coogler here, who is now operating at the very top level, the very top of his craft. I do believe this is his magnum opus. Visually, the movie is stunning as well. I mean, shot on film, shot with IMAX cameras. cameras. The aspect ratio changes, modifies during the movie, which really added to certain scenes and really raised adrenaline and really made certain scenes stand out a lot more. There's a scene in the middle of this movie that I promise you is the scene of the year. You will know the exact scene when I'm talking about it. What happens visually, but also thematically, it all comes together in a way where my jaw was on the floor the entire sequence. There's also incredible use of digital effects. I don't know how they do this. I was talking to some other people who were in my screening. This movie's shot on film, but the digital effects look amazing. How they blended that together is something really, really incredible. And I'll get into this because it feels like the selling point. The vampire stuff in here is absolutely incredible. I'm not going to talk about it too much because I don't want to spoil anything, but it's very subversive, not only in terms of how the vampires operate, but what they are trying to do and the impact they have, the motivations, if you will. But then on top of it, they subvert really what the true evil of the movie is. And I'll just say this, the real evil of this movie does not lie in what comes out at night, but is truly things that are walking around in the daytime. You could probably infer where I'm going with this, and I think it's really well executed. The movie's also the right amount of creepy. The vampire stuff, the darkness, it is very compelling. I think it's very tastefully done too. It's never over the top. It's never too crazy. I think some of the action's a little gory, a little gross, but like I said, I feel like it works. It's never gratuitous. It also never feels like it's relying on things like jump scares. It's very natural and very cleverly placed tension building throughout. Michael B. Jordan, the man, dual role here, incredible, might be the best thing he's ever done. Haley Steinfeld, outstanding as well. We don't see her do stuff like this, and haven't seen her given a performance like this in a really long time. I talked about Miles Canton already. Jack O'Connell, very, very, very creepy. Wunmi Musaku is going to be a lot of people's favorite performance of the movie. She's really up there for me. Very strong emotional core. She grounds Michael B. Jordan's character and also has something very symbolic, very profound to her that is able to come full circle at the end of the movie. I thought Jamie Lawson was really, really good as well. And Delroy Lindo is a scene stealer for much of this movie. Also, Lee Jun Lee, she was amazing in Babylon. She's very good in this movie as well. And once again, just like Delroy Lindo, she's pretty scene stealing too. Very impressed with Michael B. Jordan. Similar to Robert Pattinson in Mickey 17, he's playing these two roles and he gives both of them such a distinct feel and personality and way of speaking and moving and everything, right? The mannerisms, it is all so specific, and the way he's acting off of himself is really, really great work. Something that's really rich in the world building and character work is a lot of these characters are connected or have been connected. So when we start moving through the story and we meet them, there's a lot of shared history between them that's touched on, and then as these characters continue to come together and assemble, if you will, it's like their large story grows, and that sense of community, that sense of family does feel incredibly strong, and it is a group of people who you just want to root for and hold on to, and that really raise the emotional and the narrative stakes. So there's really fascinating component in the narrative about who is the sinner and what sinners are doing, and how the devil comes for you or evil comes knocking at your door during these various moments. And there was something very interesting and very palpable about these two characters trying to escape this life, and those layers start unraveling as they start talking to different characters, and then you start feeling this sense of, oh, is evil, is the devil, is darkness going to catch up to them? And I think that's a really important part of the stage being set. It just rips. It just fucking slaps. I don't know what to say. I feel like this review's incoherent because I'm so fired up. I'm so excited. This is the standard for blockbuster filmmaking. This is what we should be demanding from these big budget films right now, really trusting in these directors to give us something so special and singular, and that's what Ryan Coogler does here. The way the visuals blend with the music, this movie, like I said, it just moves, it has a rhythm to it, and at the same time, it is profound, it is deep, there are so many layers to unpack, so much it's exploring with the black community, especially in the 1930s at that time, and then it gives action, like I said, something out of a Quentin Tarantino movie where it just goes balls to the wall crazy, and yet the movie ends in a way that I think is very fulfilling. There's 2 post-credit scenes. There's a mid-credit, full post-credit scene, both fantastic for what they are, and just add to this overarching story and to the symbolism and really bring home a couple of the messages. It's just incredible. It's just an incredible movie. I'm trying to fight the urge to be hyperbolic. I so badly want to give it a 5 out of 5, so badly want to give it a 10 out of 10. Right now, I'm going to sit with a very, very strong 9.5 out of 10. This is a movie I'm going to need to keep seeing. I'm going to need to see it again in a bunch of different formats. I would love to. Unfortunately, Chicago does not have a 70 millimeter IMAX screen. There's one in Indianapolis, though, I believe, which this might be a movie that I'm willing to do that with, especially for these scenes that jump between these different aspect ratios. Please go see this movie. It's funny. There have been a few movies in the last couple of years. I'm thinking of A Better Man, Furiosa, Fall Guy, of like these movies that people really love, even recently, like Mickey 17. Movies that people really, really love and critics and Letterboxd and film Twitter people are going out for, and then they get really mad when people don't see them because they don't feel like they're appealing to an audience. I've tried to stay out of that discussion, but this is a movie I'm going to be spearheading with, I'm sure, a bunch of other people. We cannot let this movie flop. This movie is incredible. This demands to be seen, I promise. Please let me know in the comments what you thought of this movie once you see it. Hopefully you like it like me. If not, I get it. We respect all opinions here. I will embrace you just as much as those who love it. But until next time, please go to the movies. Please support this film, and I cannot wait to hang out with you all again very, very soon.